Welcome once again, boys and girls, to another fun math lesson with Mr. Bedley. We're on 4th grade Excel lesson number 36. We're going to be learning about subtracting 4-digit numbers, regrouping from zeros, and also learning some multiplication facts here today. So let's get started. I am going to give you a little riddle to solve here first. It is this: what has one head, 1 foot, and 4 legs? One head, 1 foot, and 4 legs. So you have to think about that one during this lesson. Here we go with some subtraction problems. You can check subtraction problems by adding, by using addition. You simply add the answer with the number that's right above it, and that should come out to be the number that you started with. Think about this. 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. Of course, you all know that. If we were to write it up and down, how could you check this problem? You would add 4 plus 2, and that should come out to be 6, which it does. So you're adding these bottom two numbers right here. Well, this problem is already done for you. I would like to teach you a different way of looking at this type of a problem, but it has 4006 minus 1237, and they regrouped and did all this work. But I want to take a different look at this. Also, you can see this one here, 5,000 minus 1,535. Regroup, all this work in here, all these little numbers, too much, too confusing, and then they checked it here. So I'm going to show you my way of doing it. This is called the box trick. So we're going to do 4006 minus 1237 using the box trick. Okay, there's our problem. 4006 minus 1237. First of all, you need to understand a little concept here. Let's say we're counting and we get to the number 10, and we're counting by tens, and then let's say we go to 20. Well, that's 2 tens, right? 20 is 2 tens. So 30 is what? 3 tens, right? And 40 would be 4 tens, and 50 would be 5 tens, and so on until we got to 90. How many tens is 90? You should say 9 tens. Well, what about 100? Is that a certain number of tens? Yes, it's 10 tens. 10 tens make 100. 11 tens, 12 tens, and so on until we get all the way up to 20 tens. Or we can go higher than that, up to 30 tens or 40 tens. This is 40. That's basically in the tens place. Of course, it's 400s and 0 tens, but it's the same thing as saying we have 40 tens, just like I demonstrated as we counted up here. So in this problem 4006, what I really have is the number not 40 tens, but 400 tens in that tens place. I can combine that with the two numbers next to it. That's actually 400 tens. So I'm going to draw a box around that, and I'm going to regroup from that. What if I took 1 10 away from 400 tens? I would have 399 tens, because 1 less 10 than 400 is 399 tens. So I just regrouped from that 400 tens, and I'm going to take that 10 and combine it with the 6 here. So 10 and 6 makes 16. I just pulled a 10 off of the 400 tens. 1 10 moved over next to that 6 ones, and it's 16. Now take away 7, which is equal to 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 minus 2 is 7. And 3 minus 1 is 2. I think this is a much easier way to do this, is just to think of this as being 400 tens and then regroup from that, rather than borrow, regroup, borrow, all that kind of stuff, all those different steps in there. So let's do another problem here. All right, number 3 is given to you in word form right here. What I'd like you to do is pause the video and write the problem on your paper where there is no problem, and what you're going to write is written for you right here in word form. And then go ahead and solve the problem, and then solve the checking of that problem by adding up the bottom two numbers, which are going to be here and here on your answer. Add those up over here and see if it comes out to be the top number up there. And do all that, pause the video, and then turn it back on when you're ready for the solution. Okay, the problem that you should have written is 6,004 minus 5,694. So if you wrote the wrong problem, pause the video, erase it, rewrite it correctly, and then write solve the problem again. You have to do it all over and before you see me solve it. But if you actually did that problem, we have 4 minus 4 is 0. Now this one's kind of like the last one, but a little bit different, because I can do 4 minus 4 is 0. I don't have to regroup at that point in time. And then 0 take away 9, I cannot do that. So I come next door and I say, well, I've got nothing there, but I do have 60 100s, 60 hundreds. There's 60 hundreds. It's more than 100, 200, 300, etc., all the way up to 60 hundreds. So I'm going to regroup from that 60 and make that 59 hundreds. Add that 100 to the 0 hundreds that's there. Now I have 10 hundreds minus 9 hundreds, which is 100. And then 9 minus 6, or 900 minus 600, is 300. And then 5 minus 5 is nothing. Don't put a 0 right there. There's no reason to put a 0 in because I've got no more digits out here. It doesn't have to hold that empty place. Now I check it by doing 5,694 plus 310, and then 4 plus 0 is 4. 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. Carry the 1. And then we have 6. 6,004, or not. There's no and when you say it. 6,004 is my answer. All right, here you see 3 different problems given to you in word form. I'd like you to pause the video, write these out in number form, and then solve those and check them by adding, just like we did on number 3. Turn the video back on when you're ready to see the solution. Okay, so what you should have done is written these 3 problems out. Check to make sure you wrote the correct problems. If you did not, then pause the video, erase, and change it. Make sure you have it done correctly on there before you watch me do it. So the first problem here is 0 minus 2. Can't do that, so I go next door to see how many tens I can grab from the tens place, and there are no tens, and there are no hundreds, but there are thousands. So I'm going to say that this is 300 tens. 300 tens, and then I'm going to take a 10 away from there, make that 299 tens, and take the 10 and move it over to the ones place. So I have 10 over here minus 2, which is 8, and then I have 90 minus 90, which is 0, and then I have 900 minus 400, which is 500, and then 2,000 minus 1,000 is 1,000. 1,508. You should have written that over here, or you could write the 1492 first, the year that Columbus sailed the ocean blue, 1492. Good date to remember. And then we add these together. 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 5 plus 4 is 10 again. Carry the 1. And 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. 3,000. This next problem, 0 minus 4, cannot do it. So I'm going to take a 10 off of that 30, and so it becomes 20. And move the 10 over to here to the ones place. 10 minus 4 is 6. 20 minus 20 is 0. And then I'm going to go to do 0 minus 2, and I cannot do that, or 0 hundreds take away 2 hundreds. So I'm going to borrow from the thousands and call that 3,000 instead of 4,000. I'm going to move that 1,000 over here. So now we have 1,000 0 minus 200, which is 800, and then 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. Check that by doing the 2 bottom numbers in any order that you would like over here. And 4 plus 6 is 10, carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 0 is 10, carry the 1. 4, 4, 0, 3, 0, which is the same number as there. 3,001 minus 95, 1 minus 5, can't do it. Come next door and there's nothing there, so I'm going to call it 300 tens, borrow or regroup as we call it, from 300 tens to make it 299 tens, and then I'm going to put that 110 with the 1 there, so now I have 11. 11 minus 5 is 6, 9 minus 9, or 90 minus 90 is 0, and then I have 2,900 with nothing being taken away from it, so 2,906, 2,906 plus 95, 5 plus 6 is 11, carry the 1, that's 10, carry the 1, that's 10, and we're bringing the 1 over, and we get 3001. All right, now these are a little bit simpler. We have some addition problems that can be easily written as multiplication problems. So here I have 6 plus 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 6. It's kind of an inefficient way of adding those 6's together when I can just call it 6 times 8. They both come out to be 48. Here I have 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. Pause the video and write the answer to that, and then also write the multiplication problem with the answer that is the same as. Okay, there. So we have 7 sevens, which comes out to be 49 if you add those together, and that's the same thing as saying 7 times 7. All right, these next three problems have the word form of the problem written out. So pause the video, do these words, change the words into digits down here, and then solve the problems. Turn the video back on when you've done 9, 10, and 11. So the first one says 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 different 9s written in there. If you didn't do that right, pause the video and fix it before you go on. That's equal to 36, and 9 times 4 is also 36. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different 6's there. So you should have written 6 6's, and that's equal to, of course, 36. And 6 times 6 is 36. Here we have 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you should have written the number 4 8 times. Let's see if I can even fit all those in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got them. Okay, there it is. And 4 8s makes, of course, 32. And 8 times 4 is 32. All right, now here's some math facts. Always do the math facts even if I don't do them with you at the end. But go ahead and pause the video. Do all of these as fast as you possibly can. Then turn the video back on to hear the solutions. All right, you should have done all these math facts on your own as fast as you can before I show you the answers. And before I show you the answers, I do want to tell you the answer to our riddle of what has 1 head, 1 foot, and 4 legs. See if you can figure out why this is even the answer. Some of you might be confused by the answer. The answer is a bed. A bed. Well, you see, a bed has a head of the bed, it has a foot of the bed, it has 4 legs holding the bed up. So that's why it's the answer. All right, so here are your answers to the times tables and division facts. There they are. Pause the video, go through and make sure you have them all right. If you have any of them wrong, then fix them. And thank you so much for watching.